Hey friends, a very warm welcome to you and thanks for tuning into Mexican, where I'm documenting all things related to our big move from Canada to Mexico City. Today I'm going to talk about Spanish specifically and how important it is to learn Spanish when you're trying to assimilate into a new culture, make friends, and really just go about day-to-day things that are certainly more difficult when you don't speak the language. The first thing that we did before we moved here is we downloaded the Duolingo app, and we have found just through all of our research that that app is probably one of the best that we've tried to help us actually learn conversational Spanish. We didn't have any Spanish experience when we moved down here. That's not true. Like I took Spanish for a couple of years in high school, but honestly, that was like 30 years ago now. So not a lot retained from the high school Spanish classes. So very, very much beginners. We downloaded the app and we have been using it almost every single day since we left. So for 2.5 years, between 30 and 45 minutes every single day. We like to do the Spanish lessons first thing in the morning. We're both members of the 5 a.m. club, so to speak. So the Spanish lesson is one of the very first things we do when we get up in the morning because the mind is super fresh, and a lot of the research tells you that specifically for learning a new language, first thing in the morning is the best time to do that. So we've had a ton of success with Duolingo. We are 2.5 years in and we're both conversational, so we can go to the bank and go to the markets and go run our errands and, chat with people in the street and chat with our friends and have pretty good conversations in Spanish. So that's been a huge help to us. I think that is the number one tool in our toolbox that we've been using. We did try Pimsleur, another language learning app that came pretty highly rated. We just found that it wasn't for us. We really like the way Duolingo structures the courses. It's very, very easy to learn. So we only used Pimsleur for about 3 or 4 months. We also hired a teacher when we moved here. And for about 6 or 7 months, we had a weekly lesson for about an hour that was very textbook based. It was very like an actual school class would be. We don't do that anymore. We just found that for us, it wasn't helping us get to the conversational level that we really wanted to be in. It was very, grammatically correct. It was very structured on, conjugations and things that are really important for sure. But we're just not at the point where it's particularly important how we write, how we spell. It's most important for us to be able to have really good conversations. So no more teacher for us. The other thing that I do, Jim doesn't do this, but I buy those word search puzzles in Spanish, and 2 or 3 times a week, I'll take out one of those puzzles. I'll get the translator up on my phone. All of the words that are in that puzzle, I will translate them. I've actually found that that really helps from a vocabulary perspective because it's typically words that are outside of your day-to-day, outside of things that you would normally need to use or look up. So it's been great from a vocab perspective. And finally, we've just started doing this. I follow a page on Twitter. I think they have a YouTube channel as well. They're called My Latin Life. Follow them. They're amazing. They have just such great information if you are moving from Canada over to Latin America. So one of their hacks is simply to just listen to Spanish for an hour every day, whether that's music, podcasts, just radio, watching TV, movies. So we've just started doing that. I think it's been about a week. And yeah, I can already see how that's going to have a pretty tremendous impact just on the pace that we talk, the way words are pronounced, learning new vocabulary, seeing sentences strung together or listening to sentences strung together. So I will keep you guys posted on how impactful that is. But we're really, really pleased 2.5 years in to be conversational. We've gone out of our way to make local friends. So all of the friends that we've made here are either from Mexico, Mexico City, or other parts of South and Latin America. So there's a ton of Spanish with those guys. Most of them speak a little bit of English. It varies greatly. So we find that just spending time with those guys and, you have a few drinks and we get a little bit bolder and our Spanish gets a little bit more free flowing. And because we've built these great relationships with them, They give us great feedback. They help us with our pronunciation. They help us with the slang. There's a ton of slang here in Mexico City. So they help us with those types of words that just help us, sound a little bit more local when we're engaging and chatting with folks here in the community. So like I said, we're really pleased with where we're at. I know we've got a long way to go. When we do take our citizenship exam, I think that's going to be in about 2.5 years. There is a language component to that, so we just want to do well. We want to fit in. We really came here with the intent of making this our home, and speaking Spanish is a really big part of that. So I hope you find this helpful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to just drop them in the comments. And thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys real soon. Take care.